Good morning to you. So this is a real thing. I remember seeing a virtual photo a while back. It actually almost looked like horns on the back of a child's neck in an x-ray. So it's a real problem for kids as well as adults?
It really is, especially now. You know, most of our kids have spent the summer on their devices, playing with their friends on their devices and screens. Now heading
Mhm.
back to school, they're going to be on their devices and screens even more. It is a real problem. It affects their physiology. It affects, as you said, the horns on the back of their head. And it can lead to things like neck pain, back pain, and different types of even developmental delays neurologically. It's an issue, and it's something we as parents have to pay a lot of attention to.
Okay, so what can we do? Like when you're talking about developmental abilities, what do you mean by that?
Well, what they show is that when we have too much forward head posture, looking down at our devices or looking down at our computers and books, it puts a tremendous amount of stress on the vertebra, the bones, the discs, the ligaments. Inside of there is our spinal cord, our spinal nerves. So when we spend prolonged time, like you see when the body's shaping horns out of our skull because it has to reshape and remodel because of the extra pressure and tension, not paying attention to our posture, it can affect our nerves. It can affect our emotions, our sleep. Even there's studies that say it can lead to things like depression and cognitive issues, memory, recall, and learning issues. Chiropractors often refer to this as vertebral subluxation. It's basically when there's pressure on the nerve system, it affects the way our mind and body functions.
It hurts me to even think about it. So I certainly don't want our kids going through this. So what are some things that we can do to help our children? Because they are going to be on devices for hours a day in the days ahead, at least most of them for school.
That's exactly. We break down into four different simple categories. They are simple. That doesn't mean they're easy. But number one, you really want to set time limits. You want to just be conscious of how much time, I'll say, we and our kids are spending on our screens and our devices. And you almost have to schedule it. You just have to be aware. Because we use them for communication and entertainment and music and cameras, and now also education, we have to put some time limits on it. Two, we have to pay attention to our posture. When we're looking at phones, kids are oftentimes doing this, and you've got to remember elbows to chest. So we have our own sort of frame or holder using our arms. Three, you want to make sure that you're really making sure that computer monitors are at the proper height. They should be either eye level or slightly higher so that supports the curve of the neck as opposed to proliferates the damage in the neck. And then really every hour or so, hour or less, you want to stand up, shake it off, and do some stretches and exercises. It's critical to keep the body moving.
Okay, and we're almost out of time, so I want to ask you about those stretches and exercises. What do those look like?
Yep. So you want to start off first with what we call cervical extension. And that's really kind of a look up at the sky. You can put your hands behind your neck and literally look up at the sky. You want to do 10 reps for at least each hour that you're on a device. So that would be number one. Number two is cervical retraction. You can put your hand in front of your chin and then retract or move your chin back, not lifting your head, but just bringing it back sort of towards your back. And again, 10 reps for each hour. And last, you can do shoulder retraction. Let your shoulders relax, bring your shoulders back. You can let your arms out and bring your shoulders like you're bringing your blades, the shoulder blades, back together. That opens up and resets the muscles and the neurology and is a really healthy thing to do. We say you want to look up. That means look up physically. It means look up, be more optimistic. It also means look up so that you're paying attention to the people around you. We have a tendency not to do that.
I tell you what, I was doing some of those stretches as you said it, and it felt great. Thank you so much for those fabulous ideas, and I'm glad that we're thinking about this before it all happens. Appreciate your time today.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.